Hi, I'm Bob Hawk. We're going to take a look at some options for agility manufacturing, specifically shop floor. We have a number of new components available in the Agility Shop Floor module. There's a new console. We're going to capture labor and time reporting on operations and the Y count point. We can issue and return material right from the desktop console, report finished goods and create labels on the fly. There's options to do pallet production. So if you produce finished goods and put 24 cases on a pallet, we can keep track of that. And then when you move the pallet around, you've got all those cases moving at the same time. There's options for scrap, rejects, machine time, and downtime. And we can do batch printing of documents. So if you want to gang print a number of things all at once for jobs that are ready to go, you can do that. And there are grids for variance reporting, analytics for graphical reporting, and we have a calendar that can help you reschedule work centers that are overloaded. All that is built with our agility design tools. First thing I'm going to do is open the agility software here on the desktop. You'll notice when it opens up, I have a component that automatically loads. These are my startup components. You can do the same thing. All you do is open all the components that you like and click Capture. It'll create a startup group for you. Go ahead and cancel this one. Click Show Menu. And I now have all the menu options for shop floor. These were the original ones, and all the ones down here below have been added. So the first thing I'm going to start out with is the Agility console. This gives us a view. We can look at departments, work centers, and the status of orders. If I just click OK, I'll get everything. So if you have 10,000 shop orders in your system, you're going to get a lot of data. So here are specific shop orders and the statuses and departments and things like that. Now, what I want to do is basically click Shop Floor Entry. So I'm going to open up a Macola component right from the Shop Floor Agility grid. And I'm going to press F5 to create a new shop order. I'm going to build an Oreo. I need to enter a quantity of 10 and just tab down through, and I'll go ahead and add my components. Get a standard routing here that I'm going to pull in. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and finish that. And now I can release this job. And notice it's going to tell me that I'm short on packaging. I'm going to use Pop Backfill, our Kanban manufacturing option, to build product on the fly. I'm going to go ahead and create another shop order. And I'll just copy 104 and duplicate it. And I'll release that one too. Okay, so now I have two shop orders in the system that I'm going to work on. If we come over here and we resort this, just rerun this filter again, pull back all my data, you can see shop order 105 and shop order 104. I can easily filter just on those. Shop order 4 and 5. So you can see that right there. I have those two shop orders. Now sometimes I just filter on my Y count point to filter down the data. I can click here to print my shop packets. And I'll go ahead and print my picking documents. Printing these to the screen. So I get both my documents printed together. And I'll do the same thing again for the shop packet. These would normally just go right to the printer. So I've got my documents now. So let's just stop here for a second and come back to the main menu. And I just want to show you that if you take a component here, like the console, you can right mouse on it and you can add it to your desktop, or you can add it to Macola 10. There's an option to do that. And a component on my desktop, once I've created those, you can see I have a number of groups of components. I want to use the Pop Backfill option to do some quick manufacturing. The advantage to Pop Backfill is when I want to create something, I'm going to create my packaging, and everything on this packaging is backflushed. So when I say I want to create, say 10,000 packages, it'll go ahead and crank those out for me. So what this is going to do is it's going to create a pop order. It's going to release the pop order and report the pop order all in one go. And then it can print labels just like the rest of our software. So this could be a label that goes on the stack of 10,000 packages for my production. And I'll just use these as I need them right off the line. So now I have finished goods available that are part of my bill of material for making Oreos. So let's go ahead and take a look at the console one more time. Now, the console is going to let me look at my data, and so I could filter that data. Let me just come back and reopen this a little bit. And you can see here that I have things stacked up. I have this one due on the 19th and this one due on the 19th. I think I'm going to reschedule this order. So all I have to do is edit, reschedule. I need to change the date first. I'll go ahead and change that to 6. Make it the end of the month, and then click reschedule. So that makes it really easy to reschedule your orders. You can also look at that in a calendar view. And if I get my data for the calendar, you can see here is, come back here to June, May, here's May, here's my orders, and here's June. So here's where order 105 got rescheduled to. You can see it down here. You can do the same thing by rescheduling from this grid too. Pretty much brings up the edit screen, and then I can reschedule. That's pretty handy to see all your orders on a per day basis, and you could look at that on a load by work center over here in that manner. This is by date range. Okay, let's go ahead and start a labor operation. So again, we want to keep it simple, make it clean, make it easy. So we're going to come over here to shop floor hour entry. And I want you to think about a workstation out on the shop floor where all we have is this application running. None of the other components are exposed. It's very simple for the operator to work on jobs. So in this case, I'm going to start shop order 104. You have to scan the right thing. And then I'm going to scan the shop order, and I'm going to scan the operation. And so all I do is I press with my finger, I can touch the start button, and it will begin to collect elapsed time. So now I've got time going into the job. I could start many different operations. So if I wanted to actually start operation 30 and run KIP on 2 different operations, I just tab down through and I can start operation 30. So now I have 2 operations for KIP, and I'll clear, and I'll now scan for another person, and I'll have Chuck working on shop order 104 also, and he'll be working on operation 70, and have him start that. So that's pretty easy. I have KIP on 2 operations and Chuck on 1. So we'll just leave that alone for a minute. Now there are certain people that may want to have the shop floor even more simple. And I'm going to show you that option, but we're not going to do that today. It's a handy one called Shop Floor Inline Process Reporting. So what this does is it brings back all of your shop orders by operation. So let's just focus on one shop order. So here is my shop order by work center, and I can see all the information, statuses, M count points, etc. But the beauty of this is if you really want to make your data entry easy, you can just type in your numbers right here. So if you still like the paper process, but you want data entry to be easier and faster, we've got a grid here where you can just type in a number. So let's just go to operation 40. And I'll go ahead and type in the quantity, put 1,000, and all I have to do is check the row and come up here and report production. And so I've just added that 1,000 quantity to that operation. So it makes it really quick to put in your data right here. Now I'm not collecting labor, I'm just adding quantities at certain operations. So if you're concerned about where things are in their process, not so much worried about the time, you can use this grid to make your data entry streamlined. Let's go back to the shop floor application on the desktop now. And you'll see some elapsed time. So again, I'll start with KIP. And KIP will go ahead and clock back in to this job and operation 20. And you can see that he's got a little bit of time against that. I just push stop. When I stop, it's asking him what he did, and he's going to put down 1,000 pieces. And it asks, do you want to continue to work on this operation or not? I'm just going to say no. And then we're going to change this to operation 30 because he's finished with that one too. And we'll go ahead and click stop. And again, he only got 999 through that operation. Clear the screen. And we'll do Chuck on operation 70. And we'll stop his time. And in this case, he's still manufacturing. He's going to report a quantity of 0 so far. So that's how we report time for multiple people. This is more of a kiosk type application. It can run on a desktop PC. It can run on a Windows tablet, things like that. All right, regarding material, I can issue components right here, and I'm going to scan the shop order. And the components I need to issue going to go ahead and issue the cream, and the quantity is going to be 144, and the bin is, I have to scan the location where I'm pulling the material from, and I have to enter the lot number as I'm scanning those in, and I'll push issue. So I've actually issued that material now. I can also scan or do a lookup. Again, same shop order. If I want to do a lookup on material, just get the chocolate cookie, and I'll issue 288 of those. And I'm going to scan the bin that I'm going to get those out of. And I'm looking at the package and the lot number again. Scan that to get it correct without having to type or look it up. All right, I've got my material now issued against the job just from this screen. But those of you that are using the scan guns, I can do just that same operation here if it's mobile. And you've seen this application over here for issuing material. Again, if I scan the shop order and I do a lookup here on the material, you can see what's been issued already. So the gun is very easy to do that if it's a mobile operation. Now for my finished goods, I'm not going to use the desktop software because I want to build pallets. So when I click enter, this is my Y count point, and I'm going to be putting packages on a pallet. So again, I am creating a new pallet number, get my quantity that I'm going to enter now, and I'm going to put 2 cases, big cases of product on this pallet. You can see here that my lot number is made up of the shop floor, 8 characters, 104 is part of my lot number, and then this is the Julian date. So I'll go ahead and click Save. And you just heard me print a pallet label. So that pallet label is a license plate, and it represents everything that's on that pallet. So let's do that again. So we have 2 out of 10. I'll go ahead and clear, hit enter. I want to hit enter to get a new pallet. I need to make sure it's the shop floor order is correct. Now there's 2 gone from the 10. I'm going to add another 2 to this pallet, and I'll get another pallet label. So it's that easy to build a new layer of information from Macola, and it's stored in a WiSys table, and so we'd be able to see how many pallets of product we have available. So let's come back to the agility on the desktop now, and we can take a look at the finalization of our day's work. And we'll say, I just want to look at this, one of the views here. I'll just look at today's production, and you can see what I've produced. So this could be a graphic out on the shop. You could see how many components you've completed, how many shop orders are in process, really whatever kind of critical indexes you want to look at, performance indexes that you want to keep track of. You can have graphics to look at it. And then we have some variance information. And we'll look at shop order 104. And we can see our variances are quite high on this shop order, and I can look at the operational detail down below. So that's it for our quick overview of shop floor using the Agility shop floor for Macola.